Hey everybody, so today I'm going to be showing you how to do the bokeh effect like this. It looks pretty cool. It's used for backgrounds, and we used it in class before when we made a bokeh effect in a photo. It's kind of the same, but you have to make a preset. So go to File, New, and make sure it's at pixels 920 and 1200. Hit OK. Then you want to make a new layer and make sure you don't see the layer, so you click the eye where the background says. Then you want to go to the ellipse tool down there. You want to make a circle and make sure the color's black in the top right. Make sure that color's black. Blending options, you want to make the opacity at 50%. You go to stroke and make the size at 10 pixels. And make sure it's inside for the position. Now you want to right click and go to flatten image on the layer that you made. You want to go to select, all, you want to edit and go down to define brush preset. You want to just name it whatever you want, bokeh effect. And make sure you remember that number where the circle is, like below that, because that'll help you when you go to create the brush. Next you want to just make a new layer and deselect. You don't really have to delete the layer with the circle because it'll eventually get covered up. So now I created the brush. I went to brush presets and I went all the way down to the bottom. It should be the first one on the bottom because it's where your brush presets are. Shape dynamics, you want to put the jitter all the way up. You want to put scattering all the way up. You can mess with the count, but I think it's too much. And the opacity, it's up to you if you want to put on that. It's not really a big deal. So now what you want to do is you're going to create a gradient. You go into the gradient tool. Well, actually, first before you do that, you want to go in the paintbrush tool and hit 2,4 down there at the bottom where the number sign is. 2,4, 2,4, 2,4. You don't want to make it completely black for the background because what it does, it like makes the background darker, so it doesn't look too bright and makes it look really bad. So now you want to make a new layer, and this is when you're going to start adding the gradient, not before. You go into image, you go to layer, layer style, and you go to gradient overlay. Now you hit the gradient, and this is where you can make more than one color out of the gradient. You select a color. I just hit a bunch of colors, green, I think I did purple and black. Hit OK. Now you just want to drag it and create your own color. You can mess around, like you don't have to do exactly what I do. You can kind of mess around when you're doing that. Just play around with it. And here I make it darker because it's way too bright. So then every single time you put on a layer of like bokeh spots, you want to make a new layer, so because you add a Gaussian blur to it. And for the first one I don't even put on scattering. So I just did the same color as the background. And usually for the first layer you do, you want to make it 500 to 600 or 400 to 500. So I did purple here. I tried to get the same color as the background. and you want to just kind of lay them out, spread them out a bit. You don't want them too close because it looks clustered. So then you want to go to filter, Gaussian blur, and make the first run at 20 or whatever you think looks good. I think 20 is probably the best. So then you want to make the scattering up since you're doing the second one and make a new layer. You want to make a new layer each time you paint. So you do the first layer, then the second layer, which is smaller, and then the third layer, which is really small. So this one you want to make it around 300 to 400 in size for the brush, and still spread these out and make the same colors that you did before. And then you want to go to filter and Gaussian blur and make the second layer, the second set, at 4 or 5 to 10, 4 to 5, 4 to 10, I'd say. Doesn't really matter. I mean, again, whatever looks good to you. And then for the last layer, the front layer, you want to make it around 200 to 300 for the size in the brush. And these will be a lot smaller. And you want to spread these out in like open spaces. It's okay if it overlaps. To me, I don't think it looks that great. Then you want to go to blur, Gaussian blur, and hit 1. And it does something, but not too much. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and here are some of the examples I did. Yeah, thanks.